All right, guys, here we go. Back at it. The race recap at Kansas Speedway, week number 3 in the Unknown Paints ARCA Series. And how about that? The Unknown Paints guy himself in the number 1 spot here. Robert Ballard Jr. in the booth will be here tonight to do the race recap. Robert Ballard Jr., great qualifying spot, number 1 tonight here at Kansas.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was proud. I was happy. I was planning all day, like my qualifying strategy, everything. Like I got home after work, I started practicing, running laps around the track, trying to figure out playing with different steering ratios and everything, which were fixed setup. So I was trying to figure out everything situated pretty well. But it prevailed. We ended up starting the race to P1.
Yeah, no, it was great. Great start to the race here. You had that Chevy flying here tonight on the outside of you. On the front row, the one and only, that would be Dale Sr. there. And he gave you a run for your money late in this race. Hey, Robert?
Oh yeah, me and him were fighting late in this race. We were fighting, and I'm just happy I finally finished the race this season. It's been a rough start for the season. My wheel broke, got a new wheel, had to run a controller for the first race with my pedals. It was hectic.
Absolutely. We look a bit further back. Tony Stewart going to start to race in that P3 spot there. Good spot for Smoke. A little bit further back, Dale Jr. going to be back there and starting out in the number 6 spot. The 8 going to be Cody there. A little bit further back, there's Nighthawk and the Dude White's machine. And we get this race started off. And Robert, we're 3 wide already here.
Yeah, they're 3 wide right there for the lead. In the back right there. Right behind me. I was not looking at my rear mirror. I was looking in front. I was battling Dale. We had a good lead going on at the beginning. We were pretty far from the pack right there. We had a really, really good launch. Then
yeah, we see that right there. You had a great start to the race. You are right there, senior right there. We're riding on board with Ty tonight. Ty, your feature race winner, by the way, making it 2 weeks in a row, man. A great run by him and the Yankees machine there. But yeah, you look at the gap that you had on the field right there, Robert. You weren't messing around early in this.
No, I wasn't. I was going hard. I was going hard. There was multiple lead changes at the beginning. You'll see here.
Look a little bit further back here. William, I heard he had some issues early. Not sure. William, right now, let's take a look here and jump inside with the number 18 Kyle Busch machine. And look at that. He's got a pretty smooth line going there. And jump in the cockpit with him for here and find out. And is this about what it looks like with you when you're out there right there, that kind of steering and everything?
Well, I run a different offset steering ratio, and I have a different wheel. So if you look at versus his, if you go to mine, you'll see different wheel movements. Watch how he does his, then go to mine, and see how I do mine.
Yeah, good looking stuff there from William tonight. He's battling hard here early, and he was charging his way up through the field. Now, we know the bots aren't extremely difficult, but they can be challenging because there are other obstacles on the track, right, Robert? They're not tough. They're just in the way.
Yeah, they're in the way. Sometimes they like to wreck you for fun. I don't know why they like to wreck you.
You see it right here. Look at this little 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. Look at that. 4 wide there.
On the back stretch.
Incredible. Wonder how this is going to work out. Oh. Wow. That's actually pretty phenomenal. And who is this red car there? Who is this guy? Who was that made that great move right there? Let's go up and see this guy. Is it Mark Martin? You're kidding me. This guy, Mark Martin, just took the Viagra machine right up the middle. No pun intended. Wow.
Yeah, he's going in there hard.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect anything less from Mark Martin. So we jump back up to the front here. You see Dale Sr. He's pretty happy right now. He's in 4th. Hawk in 3rd. Robert Ballard Jr. right now doing everything he can do to hold off Hawk. Hawk's coming up the high side here. You come up a little bit, you squeeze me, but you know,
try to squeeze you.
Yeah, I saw it. We're still running the high line here, though. We got mad respect for you. We see it right there, and we're kind of working it. And I was like, all right, we got to make the pass. Now we go a little bit further up here. You got Ty here. He's got this thing running away with it now. A little bit later in this race here. You know, it is a race recap, so we'll get on with it here. But a little bit later in this race, you're going to see a huge mistake made from Ty here. We're going to go up here. He's leading right now, and I'm trying my best to hold on to him as he is your race leader. I'm at 2nd. Richard Petty going to be back in that 3 spot. Rob Brown Jr. into 3. Tony Stewart back into 23rd there, battling hard with Dell Sr. And the rest of the crew right now, Mark Martin, and there's Lawless Allen, Elio Castaneves, Frank, Ross, Dale Jr., and all the crew right now. Kyle Busch. Hey, what can we say about Kyle Busch? You going to get it together this year, or what's going on here in this series?
I don't know. I beat him multiple times, so he's been in the back all the time, so I guess he's not doing well this year.
And look at your buddy here, your best friend from last week. If you guys haven't watched the race recap, recap from last week, go take a watch of that. Pretty awesome stuff there. Kenny Wallace last week and all types of drama. Pretty good, Kenny, tonight. What do you think?
Yeah. He didn't wreck anyone, really. He just held his line, finally.
Jump inside the cockpit here and see how you work this wheel now. Watch this. He uses a little bit different of a ratio, a little bit different of a steering offset now.
This is probably when my tires were worn out. If you go to when I pitted, after I pitted, you'll see how stronger my wheel is.
Oh, yeah. Looking good there. Now, let's jump back up to the front here where we had Ty. Ty was out front for, well, pretty much this whole race. And mistakes are going to strike him here very soon. He's looking to come in. Pit window is around lap 20 to 25. Big move there. And you're going to watch him here. He's going to come around and I want to say lap 20. There it is. He made it to the pit. So it must have been this one right here. Let's rewind it back. There it is. He wants to come into pits here. Jump in the cockpit. Like, all right, here he comes. He's going to come in and pit. And, oh crap. Oh, no. And then that cost him a lot of time. A lot of time. There I went by. And he had to play catch up, man. And he had to play catch up. And he went around and around and around. And he came back into pit. And like I said, the rest is history. Yeah, he nailed that. But the problem was, yeah, I had the lead at the moment. Hawk running a strong race out here. But the problem was, I do the exact same thing here. Watch this. You come around a few more laps. I'm like, hey, how far can I push it? Really working that clutch in, trying to get every lap I can here because I know it's so valuable. But then I come in, and there was mine. Boom. Look at this mistake. I came around.
Same mistake.
Well, I had somebody there. I couldn't get down. That was the problem. I was like, oh, I got to get down. But I couldn't get it stopped in time. And, yeah, I was forced to go around another lap. And by the time I went around the other lap, look at my throttle. I'm literally putting on fumes. I have no gas. I'm shut off completely. So I roll down pit road completely empty. And guess what? Guess who's going to come back around me right now? This is Robert Ballard Jr. working his magic. And I'm like, oh, fuck. That's when you got your lap back, and that's when things started happening for you.
This is when I had fresher tires, and you can go inside view.
Yep, we'll go inside the view here, ride with Robert Ballard Jr. as
we
lead car here.
With pressure tires right here. This is when I'm running on pressure tires to keep my wheel moving.
Oh, yeah. Very good movement. Watch this right here. Look at that. Nice and easy. Working it
I
very
go a little
good.
bit more farther left because I have a looser skin ratio than most people.
Absolutely. Now, we get a little bit later into this race, and we have our first caution come out. Wasn't for that. It was coming up here. I got a feeling it's this red car here. Maybe not. I got past Kenny here. It was coming up very soon. I know that. I was like, oh, my God. I can't believe it actually happened. And
I've never seen what happened.
Yeah, there's me and you right there. And then we get up here a little bit further. Oh, yeah. They're a little bit of a cluster here. Oh, yeah. He just went into the wall and then just, like, completely slowed down. And I had way too much momentum. And I did everything. I did everything I could. It was just boom. Now, that didn't even bring out the yellow. No yellow there because why would a yellow come out for that? We want to keep racing. That was your yellow right here. Boom.
Oh.
I get destroyed. Boom. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Now, let's jump inside the cockpit with that.
Roof.
Go into the cockpit with that here. Watch this. Okay, he's coming up around.
Had to go to the roof.
Coming around. Mark Martin. Oh! Oh, Mark Martin went for a ride there, buddy. But that brings out caution number 1. Caution number 1 there. So he gets himself situated, flip back around, and he's in the pits, and his night's done. Now, we're coming back around here. We know that we don't have much time. And we're getting lined back up here. We got a great race for the end here. 4-lap shootout. And big mistakes here. Big mistakes here from your leader. Robert Ballard Jr. right here, circling with the little keyboard there, right there, little mouse thing. You see him right there, currently sitting 4th. Watch this.
Good save, though. Trying not to go in the pits right there, because I would have got black flag. But that was the first caution. That was the second caution right there.
Literally, that brings out another caution right here. But big move. I had no front end on my car. Look at that. Whoa!
That was a whole ton of wheel spin right there.
And I do believe during the race you actually said, "Wow, a bot just brake checked me."
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I have it on stream. I will pull my stream up right now.
Okay, let me show you what I saw. Oh my God! Where's he going? Where's he going? I'm like, oh no. Oh God.
Look at my cockpit view. Oh
yeah, we're gonna take a look at the cockpit view here. Yeah, let's find you here. Let's go to Robert Ballard Jr. cockpit view here. Watch this guy. You ever want to go through the infield at Daytona or Talladega? How about Kansas? Watch this.
Listen, just listen. Look at my.
Goodbye. So that's going to bring out another caution, which is fine. You know, hey, we get back out here. All right, we're ready to go.
It happens when you're on older tires.
1 green, white, checkered. Here we go. The race is on. Robert's looking for something here.
Oh, yeah, my big
rock right there. Whoa! Oh!
This guy.
That guy held him up there. We're battling. Ty's up there. There I am.
That's probably where you heard I got brake checked. That guy was going very slow right there. And I just tripped up the track.
Now, where's William at in all of this? I saw him blinking back there a few times. William was blinking. There he is. Okay, now let's keep an eye on this 18 here. We got everything planned out right now. So there I am. There's Robert up there. Okay, 18's working around. Back down. Okay. Robert's still up there. You see him in between the cars up there battling. The 18 right now, look at this guy.
You see the big wreck right here.
Oh, yeah, smoking through him. Oh, contact, man. You came way down on him there. Holy stuff.
I had no wheel. I had no steering.
And let me check behind him here. Big wreck behind. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got to play that right there.
Oh, man. That is a huge wreck right there. Let's take a look here. Robert Ballard Jr.'s machine here. After that, here he comes around, and boom. And then, hello.
Then Hawk kind of pushed me around, but I made it. I finished. I crossed. I didn't get a DNF in this race.
Did not get a DNF, and you know who also didn't get a DNF? Your race winner, Ty. Out front, going to make it 2 weeks in a row, taking care of business last week, and here at Kansas, he'll be looking to make it 3 in a row next week. Congratulations again to Ty on the win. Nighthawk brings it home in the number 2 spot. Dale Sr. in the 3. Nelson going to be in that number 4 spot. Garrett going to be in the 5. Willie in the 6. Robert Ballard Jr. in the 7. And way back there, we got William. He finishes in number 20 spot here tonight in Kansas. It's been a heck of a race, a heck of a show, and this is how it ended. Robert Ballard Jr. needed a friend, and, well, I saw him there, and quite frankly, we had to push him across the line.
Get me across the line right there.
There it is. There you go. That's it for me. Robert Ballard Jr., it's been a pleasure as always. I appreciate you joining us for the Kansas Speedway week number 3 race recap. Final notes?
Oh, well, we're going to try to win it in the next race. Like, we came close to winning it. Big comeback, finally. We finally had a comeback for this team. And for all of my sponsors. And all the sponsors for the paint, for the series, and for Nighthawk stuff, too. We all appreciate everybody. Everybody racing. It's the best thing ever we all have. So, yeah, that's my final thought right there.
There it is. That's it for us. Kansas Speedway. It was fun. Congratulations again to Ty on the big win. We'll see you guys next Monday night.